Welcome to Wealthy Living, New Mexico. I'm your host, Marissa Morgan, today filling in for Kristen Oakley, and I'm here with Sean Keeney and Tyler Keeney of Keeney Wealth and Retirement. You know, when it comes to concerns and fears as we get older, the number one fear in Americans over the age of 55 is not death, it's running out of money in retirement. So if you're watching from home today and you have some investments, maybe an IRA or a 401k, and you're not sure if that's going to be enough money for your retirement, you are in the right place, and that's what we're going to break down for you today. Sean and Tyler, it's so good to have you back in the studio and to be here with you. I'm glad we have this opportunity to help people in New Mexico with their retirement.
Yes, great to see you again. Hello, New Mexico. We appreciate everyone out there viewing from Albuquerque to Las Cruces, Farmington, Ruidoso. We have people from all over the state that tell us they're watching and that we receive calls from. And that's really why we decided to do this show a year ago was, you know, we do a lot of live events and help a lot of people in the Albuquerque metro area. But now with this TV, we're reaching people from all over the state of New Mexico. And you're not from there, Marissa, but
I love to be here.
To get between towns here in New Mexico, sometimes you got to drive 2-3 hours, you know. And so for everyone out there that are clients and people that have been calling in from kind of outlying cities and towns, thank you. And that's why we did this show, so we could help more people.
And I've hosted a few shows with you before, and I was so excited. You actually called me after our first show together saying, Marissa, we got so many calls. We had so many people come in for the free consultation that we offered. So I'm just excited to be back because genuinely, I like to help people because at the end of the day, we're all on this journey, right? We're doing the best we can, but you don't know what you don't know. And nobody gave me a course on retirement. How about you? Did you learn in high school or college or even in the workforce how to plan so that you had a strong, confident, stress-free future in retirement? Most people don't get that luxury. So I'm happy you found this show. And if you're a returning viewer, I'm excited for you to learn something new today. Today we're talking about annuities, which is a very special tool to help give you confidence in your retirement. And I want to break this down for those of you at home and start very simply, because annuities is something that I'm learning about myself and it's new to me. So let's first talk about what exactly is an annuity, and in simple terms, how can that help in retirement?
Great question. So an annuity is simply a contract between you and a large insurance company, and that insurance company provides you contractual guarantees. There's all kinds of different annuities, which we're going to get into, that each one kind of has its own purpose. But the main guarantees that an annuity offers people are protection of principal, where you cannot lose money, decent upside growth, and then other things like guaranteeing a lifetime income and things like that. So that's what it is in a nutshell.
So annuities are a tool that, with help from you, we can put into play in our retirement plan to help with streams of income. And what I like that you said is there is some risk protection. So it's not like the stock market or maybe an investment where you put the money in and depending on if the market's up or down, there might be more risk. This sounds like a little bit less of a risky tool.
Exactly. And like we tell people at our live events, as you get older, you want to look for more safety, less risk on your money, right? Because you don't have as much time to recover from a market drop. So definitely they're on the conservative side. And here's the way I like to explain it as well. Think about, Marissa, your parents or your grandparents, their retirements. I can guarantee you, but I'll ask you anyway.
Yes.
Did they have 401ks that you remember?
I don't know about my grandparents. I know my dad has a pension. He is a firefighter.
Bingo.
So.
You hit the nail on the head right there. 401ks are kind of new. Mm-hmm. Right, they only came about in about 1980. If folks out there watching, think about your parents, your grandparents. When they retired, they typically worked for a large company for 30, 40 years.
Yes.
Their retirement was so much simpler because of one word, pensions. You just said it. What is a pension? It's a guaranteed income that you can't outlive. Social Security is a pension. Okay, so we've gotten away from that guaranteed source of income. Only about 20% of retirees now have pensions, that guaranteed paycheck that they'll never outlive, that they don't have to worry about, right? So now, folks, it's a lot more complicated because we have 401ks, we have market risk, but what a lot of people don't realize, and one of the main benefits of using an annuity is you can basically set up a private pension for yourself by putting some of your money, allocating some of it to an indexed income annuity. It'll work just like a pension, just like retirement used to be in the old days. That's the easiest way to think about it, and because most people don't know they have that option. Like if we had, give me your coffee cup.
Where is it? There it is.
My fancy analogies here.
I love
Most
analogies.
people have all their retirement assets in one bucket, in stocks, bonds, and mutual funds in their IRA or 401k. By simply taking, say, and they're relying on that to give them their retirement income, but it's in the market, it's at risk. What if your 401k becomes a 201k? Did you get that one? That was funny. Your 401k becomes a 201k
meaning
if there's a market crash like 2008, right? And you have half the money in here, but you still need to take your income. You still want to go see the grandkids. You still want to travel. You still want to have a nice lifestyle. So we show people, hey, what if we could get you that same income that you're getting out of your one bucket by simply transferring a portion of it to your private pension annuity bucket? This would solve your income as your foundation. And then the rest of planning for retirement is pretty easy once we have that pension, that private pension in place for you. So that's what we educate people on. And I have a lot of people say, Sean, the way you explain that made the light go on it. Yeah, my grandparents had a pension. Their retirement was a lot easier, a lot smoother because it's mailbox money. It's direct deposits every month, no matter if the market's going up or down. You've got your bases covered. So that's the main advantage for some of your money in being in an annuity. And it's not a fit for everybody, but for a lot of people, they are, to create that guaranteed income aspect of your retirement and not running out of money. Like you said, that's the number one fear of retirees. This is a tool that helps us solve that.
I really love how you broke that down. You made it very easy, very simple to understand. And I remember growing up hearing my father, who was a firefighter, talk about his pension all the time with pride, right? Because it made him feel confident in his retirement that he would be okay. But not everybody had the luxury to have a job that provided you with a pension. But guess what? There's a tool you can use called an annuity that we're learning about today that gives you some of the confidence and the structure and less risk, just like a pension. And that can help you in your retirement so that you don't run out of money, you don't have to go back to work. You really plan for the what ifs. There's a number we've put up on your screen. It's 877-697-6236. If you give that number a call, Sean, Tyler, and the team at Keeney Wealth and Retirement can help you use tools just like this annuity to build more confidence, more structure, and less risk in the future of your retirement. So give that number a call, set up a completely free, no obligation consultation with this team. You can come in person, you can do a phone call if that's what's best for you. If you have mobility issues, you don't drive, but you'd love to see their faces, they'll even do a virtual Zoom call for you to help you get started and understand what tools are right for you. When we come back from this short break, we're going to go over the different types of annuities and how to understand which one might be the right fit for you and your retirement. We'll be right back.
I have fun. I wake up every day excited to go to work. Every day is a little bit different.
At Keeney Wealth, we just like to treat everybody just like if they're our friends or our family. We don't look at it as a business.
Really give them peace of mind. That's the feedback that we get from almost all of our clients is, hey, we really appreciate you. You took the time, you explained everything in simple terms, help us understand it, and we have that peace of mind working with you guys at Keeney Wealth and Retirement. The benefit of us being independent, our clients like it because we have options to meet their needs. Over the years, we pride ourselves on, we don't just meet with you at the beginning of your plan or your retirement journey. We meet with you all the way from beginning to middle to end. We have annual reviews with all of our clients just to mainly catch up, see how they're doing, see if we need to tweak anything in their plans. What I like to say that people like about us is we're local. We're from New Mexico. My family's been here for generations, and they like to just deal with a real person, not someone on a 1-800 number. Another thing that's unique about us at Keeney Wealth and Retirement, hablamos español. So we have a lot of clients that speak Spanish only, and they like us because we can explain everything to them in their native language.
Welcome back to Wealthy Living New Mexico. My name is Marissa Morgan. I'm here with Sean and Tyler Keeney of Keeney Wealth and Retirement. And today we're talking about a tool for your retirement. Most people over the age of 55 aren't fearful of death. Their biggest fear is running out of money in their retirement. And there's a tool called an annuity, which can help protect you so that you can enjoy your retirement with confidence and not worry about running out of money. Right now, we're going to break down the different types of annuities and how to understand which one might be right for you. And I'm going to share what to do if you already have annuities. You don't want to miss what I'm going to say about that. Tyler, what are the different types of annuities and how do we know which one might be the right fit for us?
Sure. There's a lot of types, and just like anything, there's good ones, there's bad ones. I kind of like to think of annuities kind of like vehicles.
Okay.
There's trucks, there's cars, there's semi-trucks. There's a lot of different types of vehicles that you can put your money into, but they all serve a different purpose. So we'll just get right into what the different types of annuities. There's the single premium immediate annuity. Those are the outdated old versions of annuities to where you put your money in there. Now you're getting that pension payment, that payment every month, but you can't touch the money. Your money is essentially gone. We're not the biggest fan of those because once you give that company your money, the lump sum value of that is gone. Okay,
Wow.
so
You
then
only get the income.
yeah, you only get the income. And so the next type of annuity is called a multi-year guaranteed annuity. I like to think of it, the way I understand these, is basically a bank CD. 3 years, 5 years, your money's in there. It's getting a guaranteed interest rate, 3 to 5%. And after the 3 years, you can leave it in there or you can take it out. And that's the easiest way to explain a MYGA, is what we call it.
A MYGA.
A MYGA, yes.
Okay.
And then we have variable annuities. These are the annuities that we personally do not like for two reasons. Number one, an annuity is supposed to keep you safe. If you don't want to be in the market, if you don't want to be taking this risk, an annuity is a great option to get growth and to get safety. But with a variable annuity, it says it in the name, variable, meaning it can change. Another reason, meaning the value of your account can change. It can fluctuate going up and down, meaning you can lose money. Another reason we don't like these is they oftentimes have very high fees.
Okay.
We had a lady come in, she had a variable annuity with $300,000 in there, roughly, and she said, hey, I called my broker, he said it's only $45 a year. That's my fee. And we were like, okay, let's call up the 1-800 number. Let's dig into this and find out what it really is. Come to find out, she's actually paying around 3 to 4% a year in fees, which comes out to $12,000 a year in fees.
That she didn't know about.
And she had no clue. And
Yeah,
think about
crazy.
this now. She had that for 10 years. So over the course of 10 years, she paid over $120,000 in fees.
That's
that
a
she
lot of
did
money.
not know about.
And she had no
that
clue.
Weren't
She thought she was
explained.
paying
$45 a year, yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So you're paying ridiculous amounts in fees and you can lose money. That's why we don't like these ones.
And can I interject something? If any of you out there have heard anything negative about annuities, 99% of the time, it's about these variable annuities. So if you've heard, oh, I've heard annuities are bad, these have given almost, a bad rep to annuities. But like Tyler said, there's good annuities and there's bad. These are the bad ones, the variable annuities. And I would say if any of you out there have any kind of an annuity, but especially a variable annuity, definitely give us a call. Come in, let us show you what you really have, what the fees you really are paying. And a lot of times we can upgrade you to a way better option that you'll like a lot more.
Wow.
Yeah. And we got one more to go.
Yes, please share.
One more.
One more.
This is the best one.
Okay.
This is the rock star.
I'm ready.
This is our favorite one. It's called the fixed indexed annuity.
Okay, I'm putting a star next to that one on my
Put
paper.
a star next to it because it really is the star. So what it does is it's going to keep your money safe. You'll never lose a dime. And that's guaranteed contractually with the insurance company. You will never lose a dime. It will grow reasonably. For a safe, complete product, any growth is good. But if you can get anywhere from 4 to 8%, that is outstanding for taking no risk.
Yep.
And that's what these do. They get you that 4 to 8% a year with zero downside risk. That's incredible. It's amazing. And it sometimes it sounds too good to be true, but it's not. We can show you all the numbers, all the contracts. It's truly amazing. And along with these fixed index annuities is where that private pension comes in. These offer that. So they offer you safety, growth, and income, as well as other benefits that we can get into sometime in the show.
Well, I want to say that hearing you, Tyler, specifically break down the different types of annuities really shares some of the negative, features of some annuities and then positive features of others makes me feel like you both are really on our side. You're not in the market to sell me something because you think it might make you money. You want to put your clients in a place where you're setting them up with the products and the tools that are specifically right for each client's personal situation. And I like that. And what we've heard today is that interest rates shift, markets move, but annuities can be a safe, secure tool that can be low risk to give you a guaranteed stream of income in your retirement. That sounds great. And with some pretty nice numbers for growth that their clients are experiencing right now. If you're like sitting at home right now going, I never thought about this. I'd love to have another tool in my toolbox. Or maybe you have an annuity and you think you're paying $45 in fees a year. What if you're actually paying $12,000 in fees and you just don't know it? How about getting a second opinion? That could be important for you. 877-697-6236 is the number to call New Mexico to come in, meet with this great family-owned team, and get some help with some great tools like annuities for your retirement. When we come back, Sean is going to break down the biggest pros and cons of annuities and who should be considering annuities today. We'll be right back.
There's quite a few things that go into a good plan for our clients.
Anywhere in your life, you've used a GPS at some point, right? And you need to know what the destination is, right, in order to get the directions. And the plan is just simply the directions to get there.
So when we're looking at a holistic plan for our clients, it entails quite a few things like income stream. Do you have enough income to last the rest of your life? Taxes. How can we mitigate those taxes and how can we position your portfolio better to help offset the taxes? We have other things like legacy planning, estate planning services that we offer. So at Keeney Wealth and Retirement, we've put together a team that truly cares for our clients. Whenever a client calls, someone from the office does our best to call them back within 10 minutes. Just things like that. That's the feedback we get from a lot of clients, is that we're very responsive. We keep in touch with them, and that's something people don't find at a lot of these big box companies. Typically at those companies, you've got new advisors coming on that just graduated from college and they change and they get promoted every 6 months, and so we hear that a lot. In my eyes, a successful retirement is peace of mind, just knowing how you're positioned, where things are going, and that you have someone on your side to help navigate those.
It doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be stressful. It doesn't have to be a mystery or something that you just don't know how to do. It can be very simple.
Welcome to Healthy Living New Mexico. If you're just joining us, welcome to today's show. This is a weekly show. I'm your host, Marissa Morgan, filling in for Kristen Oakley. Sean and Tyler are both from Keeney Wealth and Retirement, and they started hosting this weekly show here in New Mexico to help the New Mexico community get guidance and some help in planning their retirement and to offer tools that you might not otherwise know about. They're able to share some of those tools on their weekly show. We're talking about annuities today, which are a simple, very low risk tool that you can use to build yourself a steady stream of income in your retirement. Maybe you didn't work for the government or some sort of social service, and maybe you didn't have the opportunity to earn a pension during your working years. Annuities can help give you the same benefits of a pension with a very low risk. So we're going to dive back into talking about that. And we're also going to introduce a tool in just a minute called the Retirement Readiness Quiz. We'll put the link up on the screen if you want to check out that quiz during this last segment. That quiz can help you find out where you have income gaps, what your tax liability might be in the future, but you can take that quiz to get a little snapshot of how your retirement is shaping up. We'll email you a report of your results, and you can actually bring that quiz in when you come in for your free consultation. kwealthquiz.com is how you guys can do that, and it only takes a couple of minutes. When it comes to annuity, Sean, what are the biggest pros and cons of choosing an annuity?
Yeah, so like Tyler talked about, there's several different types of annuities. There's some stuff you do want in your annuity, some stuff you don't want. Let's start with what you do want. Okay. You want to work with a reputable insurance company. All the companies that we work with, most of them have been in business for over 100 years and they're A-rated. These companies have been around through the Great Depression, all of the World War I, World War II, the financial crisis. Solid companies. So you want to work with a solid insurance company. You want to make sure that those annuities hopefully have very low fees, or there's a lot of them with no fees. You want to do that. Okay. Another thing, you want to work with a really handsome agent. Just kidding. I just keeping it fun.
How about a set of two, a father and a son? That's double. I love that.
What do you don't want in your annuity? You don't want high fees, like we talked about a little earlier. There's a lot of riders that get put on these annuities that the companies charge for that are kind of hidden fees that you want to be careful for. And you don't want to work with an insurance company that's brand new to the space. You want to work with an insurance company that's done these for years. These are not new products. Annuities have been around forever. There's just newer, better versions of annuities that we're educating people on, basically. So
I love how educated you are and how you paint the picture for your clients of the pros and the cons. I feel like the test of a true teacher is someone who tells you the good and the bad, shares that there might be some negatives. So let's figure out the right choice for you, and then you allow your clients to make an informed choice.
Exactly. Like I tell folks out there, there's no perfect investment in one product or program, but by having different buckets or a combination of different strategies, different products, we can create that perfect plan for you. So there definitely are, with any investment or any program out there, there's pros, there's cons. Sit down with someone that can explain it to you, and you know everything before you sign up for it, basically. So another type of annuity that we haven't talked about that is huge is there's one called a long-term care annuity. Check this out, okay? So long-term care, other than taxes, that's the other big pothole in the road that we find that people do not plan for and that can wreck your retirement. If you're going to need long-term care that costs $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 a month, and it happens. People don't think it's going to happen to them, but it happens. And that's part of why you want an advisor that's anticipating those bad things that can happen in your retirement and have a proactive plan in place before. So check this out. Real quick, it's called a long-term care annuity. The way it works, and there's a little bit of health underwriting that goes with this, but 90% of the people can qualify for this. It's amazing. Whatever dollar amount you put into the annuity, it's safe and it grows at a reasonable rate of interest, like Tyler talked about. But if you ever needed long-term care, they're going to give you, most of the time, most people can qualify for a 3-time benefit. So check out the numbers. If you put in $100,000 in this annuity, if you ever needed long-term care, the insurance company contractually guarantees that they'll pay you 3 times more than what you put in. It's incredible. So you put in $100,000, this product will show you how they'll pay you out $300,000 in long-term care if you need it. And if you don't need the long-term care, your money just sits in there, kind of like a turbocharged bank CD. It's safe, but growing at a reasonable rate of return. That gets the phones ringing every time. If you don't have any plan for long-term care, come in and talk to us about those long-term care annuities. I know you're going to have questions. We'll go over everything, but your money's got to sit somewhere.
Yes.
Why not have it in an account that benefits you the most? A lot of people out there, the big box firms, their safest, more conservative version is bonds that they're going to put you in. Bonds, they're not working anymore. Bond funds are losing money. They're yielding 2-3%. Why not have your money in an annuity that can give you things like lifetime income, long-term care, tax-free long-term care benefits, things like that? Definitely, they're worth your consideration for a part of your money.
There are so many tools you can use in retirement, including annuities. If you want to know more and have a free consultation with Sean and Tyler Keeney, it's so easy to do. Call the number on your screen. It's 877-697-6236, New Mexico. They'd love to help you plan a confident retirement. We'll see you all next week. Until then, have a wonderful day.